10 players entered a game. One by one, they were eliminated. One player was declared a winner. One player was revealed as the mole. As Season 2 draws to a close, we will bring back the players, talk with them about the challenges, talk with them about their thoughts on playing the game. We will also talk to Piper Bunny, the winner of Season 2, hear about how she played the game. We will also hear from the mole, see how Wild Wolf sabotaged a game and strategies he employed. And finally, we talk about Season 3, where you may get a chance to play and see if you can determine who is the mole. All right, so in the next episode, we had challenge number 11, How Smart Are They? And this was where you guys split the pot, 100 diamonds to the players, 100 diamonds to the mole. This was the one where Mario had to decide how the rest of you were going to answer the little riddle that I had posed. So, any thoughts on this challenge?
Yeah, on this one, I tried acting like a mole, sort of. I answered the questions. I think I answered, well, like one person, what they would think right, and then like with Piper's one, I answered the opposite of what I thought to try and make it wrong, but then Piper got right what I said anyway, or something. Oh, I can't remember, but basically, I tried getting the answers wrong on purpose, but I don't think it really worked.
If I remember right, you said Piper wouldn't get it, and she did get it right. So that I think that was probably then one that you tried to throw, because Piper was kind of not upset, but couldn't believe that you didn't think she'd get it right.
Oh yeah. I thought she would get it, so I said she wouldn't get it. Yeah, that's right.
Well, it took me the longest, I think, didn't it, to actually get it?
For the people who got it, yes, it took you the longest, but it wasn't a very long time. Extra took all of the time, but had no answer and got it wrong. All right, let's move on now. This one was one that I think was probably one of the most analyzed challenges by the viewers out there, and it was number 12, Dig Like the Wind. You guys earned 184 diamonds, and the mole only earned 16. So remember, this is the one where you guys all kind of were running around and digging and trying to find the diamonds to bring them back to your chests. And you guys all did relatively close in diamond counts, but there was definitely some people who held on to diamonds. So I think this will be an interesting one because people were watching all of you playing and speculated that all of you, not all of you, but many of you were hiding diamonds.
I kind of wonder about this one too, because I hid no diamonds, and some were missing. So someone else obviously grabbed them and hid them. It just wasn't me.
Well,
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I hid quite a few diamonds. Can't remember how many, but I definitely wanted people to start thinking. Like in this one, I thought, right, people have to start thinking I'm the mole. I don't think it worked. Well, it didn't, but I hid a bunch of them, and I sort of tried making it obvious, but yeah.
And the only thing I did on this one was to try and dig a couple of extra holes into Sill's path.
Oh, interesting. I did wonder actually, whether there was some kind of tactical thing going on between you and Belboz, because by looking down, I made a note saying that there looked like there were more diamonds near the middle and the two chests, the D and E section, which was Wolf and Desil. So I wondered if you went for that area because there were more diamond, or if I was just, or maybe I put that because Mario hid some diamond and there were actually more diamond over our side that I didn't realize. That could be the case.
Yeah, no, there was nothing between me and Bob
Okay.
for this one. No.
And on placement for this, I actually used a plug-in to randomly place the diamonds. So I put no thought into where they were. It was completely random. Wolf did know where everything was, but I don't, I think he's saying he probably didn't use that to pick where he stood.
No, it didn't. It didn't really matter. It was roughly the same amount of diamonds in almost every area.
Okay.
All right. In the quiz, Minotaur sadly was eliminated.
Minotaur only got 4 right, which was a respectable score. Extra only got 5, so he was the closest to being eliminated. And then DeSille got 9 right, and Piper got 10 right.
Woo! Yeah, I was just putting all my answers on Wolf at this point.
At the end
Yeah,
of
on this one. Sorry,
Oh,
go on.
Go ahead, Mario.
Okay, the last episode, Puppery went, so I thought I've got it, it's DeSille, definitely. So I put everything on DeSille again.
Oh.
And then I got eliminated, so I thought, yeah, it wasn't DeSille. I didn't think it was Extra or Piper at all, so as soon as I was eliminated, I thought it was Wolf. And I even sent Wolf a message on Steam saying, well played.
Right. For this one, after the quiz, it was kind of, I thought, a little bit awesome. It was the first time that one of the players actually messaged me after the quiz was over and said, well played. Like the moment he was eliminated, Minotaur knew who the mole had to be at that point.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
All right, now let's move on to our second to last episode. And the challenge number 13 was the first challenge, and this was Where is MacGruber when you need him? Now, this was the challenge where you were given the 4 chests with different items in it, and you guys had to work as a team to try to make it out. You guys made it out with, I think, 3 or 4 seconds to spare. It was very, very close. And you did earn 400 diamonds. Now, this challenge actually was one that I didn't think you would get past, but something happened before we started filming where one of the blocks got destroyed, and it made it very easy for you guys to get through this maze, or this, parkourish puzzle. I had high hopes for this puzzle. The whole key was I wanted you guys to make ladders. You didn't have enough stuff to make a ladder unless you realized that you could break the boat to get the extra sticks and wood. But it never came to that because of the one block that was missing.
Yeah, I was relying on this challenge in particular. Like this one, with what was remaining left, mathematically I could only win if I won this challenge. And my goal was to get Extra to put down a stone block. That's all I needed to do was get him to put down one stone block, because once you break a stone block, you get a cobblestone block and can no longer make a was it button or button?
Yeah.
Which we needed at the end. And so that's all I needed to do was get him to do it, and he did it without any real provocation or, I was just like, well, give it a try. We can get up here. And the fact that the block was broken meant that we could literally get up there and everything was fine.
Yeah, this gave you guys, with the broken block, you didn't have to make the ladder, so you...
Pressure plate, I think, wasn't it? Or was it a lever? No, it was a lever.
Can't remember.
All right, well, let's move on now to the next challenge, number 14, Like Rats in a Maze. Now, this was the second maze challenge. This was the one where you guys had to lead the players through the maze. You did earn mole.
Yeah, it was tricky, this one, because we were just suddenly put in the maze, and it was really hard to think of a strategy. Like, should we go one by one, or should we all go together, or should we try moving? And yeah, I wasn't too sure how to play this one. I mean, we did well.
Extra actually led us to the chest and thought that was all that we needed to do.
Yeah.
So he literally led me to a chest and then started on the next person. I'm like, dude, I'm still in the maze. And then he ended up leading me to Piper, I think it was, and led us out, and then started working on his hill, and didn't have time.
Yeah.
There's
It was
nothing
tough,
I can do
tough
once.
but good.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I could do to mess this up, especially with him leading me to Piper.
Yeah, did you want to lead us, or would that have been too obvious in your mind?
That would have been way too obvious. I wanted to, but I didn't need this challenge to win.
I think at this point I always had in my head, don't let Wolf do that, don't let Wolf do that, don't let Wolf do that. So I was trying to suggest like Mario should do this.
Yeah, this one I didn't think it would have been really.
And was crowned the final survivor, and actually struggled on some challenges, and it really deflected attention from war.
Yeah, sorry.
The way that was supposed to work out is I was supposed to walk in, besides Piper, is your guys' thoughts on Piper winning as
Being more sneaky is quite fun. So being a player, it's just so hard because you don't know who's the mole and
Not getting bored. What's the word I'm looking for?
But
so your guys' thoughts on season 3 and
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I don't even remember.